Good morning, guys. Welcome to my Monday morning rant for Monday, the 29th of August, 2022. So, I had an awesome week last week catching up with Abby, otherwise known as Cremolicious. Was definitely the highlight of my week. It's been over a year since we've shot. She I think she said to me it's been since January last year, and I miss her a lot. And we've been in touch this whole time, but uh, I've mentioned it before. But she had a really bad patch with um, bad skin, and she's been on medication, and she's got it sorted, and she's got her confidence back. She actually said that she couldn't believe how much fun she had on the shoot, that it was very surreal for her. And the photos have come out really nice. I'm still editing. We took so many photos and probably spent 4 or 5 hours shooting just because we haven't shot in so long. And we've been approached by a magazine who wanted us to do submit some photos. So we thought it would be great to submit new photos as opposed to shots that we've taken in the past. And she brought over her friend Lexi, who is a hairstylist. So I've never really had a hairstylist be a part of a shoot, but she was awesome and basically played assistant for the whole day. And it was really nice to have an assistant. It actually saved me a lot of time from moving from where I was to the model to adjust something. And Lexi's a cool chick too, so it was just a good vibe. And man, I drank a lot as usual. Abby and I smoked a lot, which probably really annoyed Lexi actually. Uh, but yeah, it was it was a really good shoot. And Lexi posted up a behind the scenes video, and she was quite literally behind me for a couple of the shots. And she posted this video, and I looked at the back of my head, and I'm balding. I am legit thinning out. The twirl, like I've always had this huge Asian twirl in the back of my head. I remember in high school, like year 7 or year 8, I remember some guy walked up to me and we're playing handball or something, and some guy just said, "You're gonna go bald when you grow up," just by looking at the twirl, the little twirl where all your hair sort of starts. And I've just never forgotten that. Every now and then people say things to you that are so fucking nasty, or hits a nerve so much with you that you never forget it. And yeah, I've never forgotten that. And I think it was like about a year ago now, where I was out with the Relos, and I had to pick something up off the floor, and my mum was behind me, and she also said, "Oh, look, you're balding." And yeah, I was like pretty conscious about it then too. So yeah, I wanted to have a better look at it, so I got my razor out, my trusty razor, which I've cut my own hair since I was a kid, by the way, and I've always just used a razor, and just to have a good look, and fuck yeah, I'm definitely balding back there. So I think maybe in the past or a few years back, or I don't know, when I still cared, I suppose I would have been quite upset about it. But I'm much more of the mindset that it is what it is. I've had fucking yellow fucked up teeth for years too, and thought about getting my teeth whitened, but nah, just fuck it. Like I don't care. So I'm kind of glad that I'm in that position to not care, because I think my hair, and just like my GTR, right? Like my Nissan Skyline GTR, for many years, it defined me. It was like my superpower, and it's nice to not have a thing define you, like a car, especially if it's a car. Um, and so with the hair, I suppose I've always had my hair a certain way, and it's sort of part of my brand, or it might have been seen as part of my brand, but it's surface. It is that's what it is. It's just absolutely surface. So who knows? The next step, I might just go full shaven head, and I might even go a clean cut and shave off all my facial hair as well, and just go full zen. I think it's coming. Uh, on another note, I have gotten off the melatonin. It doesn't really matter to me whether it's natural or not. I just don't like the idea of consistently taking a little pill every night. It feels like defeat to me. It always has. I just don't like that idea of having a crutch. So my sleeping is pretty up and down still. But hey, even with the melatonin, it was up and down, and I felt pretty groggy in the morning. And I feel pretty groggy in the morning most mornings because I drink quite a lot. So I just think it made it worse in the morning for me. And so I'm off the melatonin and back on just sleeping not so well. I caught up with Viv as well. She jets off to Ubud in Bali today for a 6-week yoga retreat. She's very nervous about it, and I'm very excited for her. It's a big move, and she's a brave little girl. She travels the world alone a lot, and this is a situation where she's really chasing a passion, and I think it's new for her, and I'm really proud of her, and I'm going to miss her a lot over the next 6 weeks. We went to Rockpool Bar and Grill, which is probably my favorite steak restaurant in the whole of Sydney. I did not have the balls to order the $310 Blackmore's Wagyu. I couldn't justify it, so I went for just the typical ribeye on the bone, which is what I usually order. Ordered the T-bone, and it was good. It wasn't great. It was grass-fed, and I much prefer grain-fed, but grain-fed wasn't on the menu that day, and that's just how it is. But the company was great. I think Viv and I are going to make these lunch dates more of a thing, because it's just, I don't know, we just get along so well. We have so much to talk about, and we ended up being the last two. It was a boozy late lunch. We ended up being the last two again, same as the last date we had at Cafe Sydney. And this time around, the staff actually had to kick us out, which is pretty funny. But we did a shoot as well at a hotel, and we also went out to the Botanical Gardens and did some shooting there as well, which is pretty cool. So yeah, I am just really busy with editing photos at the moment, and I have three photo sets, one with Anna, one with Viv, and one with Abby to edit. And I don't like this. I used to always edit my photos on the same night of the shoot, but over time I can't handle it. My left arm I just get RSI so bad that it cramps up, and I can't do that anymore. So for the last few years, I've been pacing myself and doing a few photos every couple of days. So whilst that's great, pacing it's great, but then on the mind, I have 3 photo sets to edit, and I just feel bad. If someone doesn't get their photos within a couple of weeks, I feel pretty bad. So yeah, I've just got to get busy. I've got to get in the zone. I'm really enjoying editing at the moment. And of course, I still love shooting. So yeah, I just need to chip away at it. And the only thing stopping me as well, really, is just gaming. I am gaming a lot. as usual. I probably have always gamed a lot. It's just that I only talk about it every now and then when it starts to become a problem. So the game that I'm playing, Diablo Immortal, the clan that I'm in is pretty tight, but it's falling apart. And we have this thing every week where there's a war against other clans, and the game has just recently opened up in China, and some Chinese players are hopping on our servers, or our server in particular, and I don't know how they've caught up. We've been playing this game for 3 months. These guys caught up within a couple of weeks, and it's a pay to win game. It's a mobile phone game. I play it on my PC on the big TV, but it's a pay to win game. I'm not used to mobile phone games, but apparently mobile phone games, the culture of them are like gacha games. They're like you can spend thousands, tens of thousands, or even hundreds of thousands of dollars on these games. They sound very predatory, but it's not what we're used to with PC gaming. But with these mobile phone games, apparently it's part of the culture. And my argument is that as a player, you can still have fun with these games because it's a free to play game. But then there are options in the shop that you can pay for to make yourself stronger, right? So it's called pay to win. And people are really upset about this game being pay to win. And I get it, because in the war every week, we are getting stomped by players who are 3 or 4 times more powerful than we are, than the people in our clan are. And these are people who've probably spent like $20,000 to $40,000. I think last night we came up against a guy who probably spent about $40,000 on the game, and he just stomped everyone. I think the score was 50-3. And I can understand it. Like, it seems like over the last 2 weeks when we were stomped, people have left. The argument is that it's a predatory game and it's pay to win. But my view on it is that life is pay to win, right? Like, you can hire cleaners to clean your house, and that's kind of like paying to win. Even the use of a dishwasher it could be seen as pay to win. And ultimately, there are people out there with more money than you have, and they could beat you at stuff just because they have more money. And does that really matter? I'm not really sure. Like, I understand people wanting to have a fair and level playing field. That's great. If you can find it, that's great. But I don't think that's what life is about. And games are getting pretty fucking realistic these days. It's amazing that young kids are complaining about there's nothing left to do in the game. They're so bored and stuff. I mean, my God, I remember playing on my Atari 2600 and playing Space Invaders, this blocky, pixely, simple game. But I was obsessed with it. And people get obsessed with Tetris and all these other really basic, simple games. But the games we're playing now have open world and amazing graphics and dynamic weather and time and procedurally generated environments. And it's just gaming has come a long fucking way. So just hearing these kids complain about getting bored or complaining about having to grind for something, or again, just getting older. Just listening to what kids complain about today just blows my mind. It's so spoiled. So I'm gonna leave it at that. I have to get busy editing photos. I really need to crunch on that this week, and I really need to finish up my writing piece as well for the book that's coming out in December. And I've honestly not had a pass over it since I had a major pass over it probably about a month ago now. Time's flying, right? So I dropped the ball on the writing thing. I have been writing a lot I've been blogging weird stuff like quotes and stuff that pops to my head. So that's been great. So I'm definitely in the right mood to write more. So I need to finish off my piece, which is about the tone. The tone is in my fingers. On the question, what do you sound like when you speak? Brilliant question. So I need to do that, and I also need to do some pack and send. And if I don't do that shit quickly, not only do the Zen clients get upset about it, but I get upset with myself too. So I'm gonna get off this microphone and do some pack and send. So yeah, I hope everybody has a great week, and I will catch you guys in the next one. See yous.